Florida Project. This is a Sean Baker movie starring William Dafoe, Brooklyn Prince, and Bria Vanetti. And it's a really good movie. I watched this in like 2017 or 2018, whenever it came out, originally. And it's great. This is my first Sean Baker movie, and it really got me hooked on his work. This is a fantastic film about a mother who lives in a hotel and is doing her best to raise a kid in obviously not the best circumstances, and she's not the best mother. Haley is the mother to Mooney, played by Brooklyn, and she is not a good mother, but she's not like the worst mother. It's a tough situation, and I feel like this is what most parents kind of are. Like, they're doing their best, but there's clearly fault there. Like, it's not perfect. Mooney's not being looked after properly. She eventually hits, eventually the Department of Child Services comes to, take her away because Haley's not doing a very good job, but also, like, she clearly loves her kid. Like, it's not, she's not being abused. She's not being, it's a lot. And this is what I like about Sean Baker's movies, is that it is very real, it's very emotional, and it's very clear that this is a lot. There is no clear, like, what's the answer here? Is she a bad mother or is she not? It's a little bit of both, and that gray area really drives the film, and it is really good. William Dafoe is, obviously fantastic. He's giving a wonderful performance in this movie, and honestly, Brooklyn Prince is giving a great performance as a child. Like, usually child actors are kind of shit. She's doing a really good job. And she's like 6 or 7 in this movie. A great movie, and I highly recommend watching it. As for the plot, like I said, it is William Dafoe managing a hotel, and Haley and Mooney live in the hotel, and most of the movie is shown through the lens of Mooney's adventures as a child. She has a friend who also lives there, who the mother is friends with Haley, and she works at a diner. And they meet this other girl over at another hotel next door, and, it's mostly about their adventures, but a lot of it is also about Haley and how she's, struggling as a mother, and she ends up losing her job as a stripper and becomes a prostitute, and because, of course, it's Sean Baker, there's going to be sex work involved, so she becomes a prostitute. And you might imagine, it's hard to be a prostitute in a hotel with a child in the room. So this is where things get a little not good, like worse than they were. It's already bad enough to be, like, living in a hotel with your child. Like, that's not really the best living situation, but it's workable. It is what it is. I think most people would agree that you probably shouldn't have your child taken from you in that situation, right? But things devolve to a point where she kind of has to start prostituting. Like, she does try other things, and I think that's important to note. We are seeing her try to get a job. We're shown her trying to sell perfume to make some money. We're shown that these things aren't successful enough to provide, right? So she does what she has to do to support her child, and whether you agree with that or not is kind of a separate discussion, but she does what she feels she needs to do to support her child. The real problem is that Mooney has to be there because she lives in a hotel. So she puts Mooney in the bathroom, and she has her bathe while they do this, and the men aren't in the room with Mooney. Like, Mooney's not seeing any of this, but it's still not good. I'm not going to defend that. It's still not a good situation. It's obviously very dangerous for both of them, but obviously especially for Mooney, a small child who is in the bathroom while you are whoring yourself to whoever. And, like, you can make the argument that, two parents would, having sex in the next room isn't, like, detrimental to a child. And, like, yeah, that's kind of why it's, like, it's not the end of the world. It's not this huge deal. The problem is it's a dangerous situation. Like, you don't know who's coming to your door. You don't know, like, what if they come and kill you and, like, kidnap your child? What if they start raping your child or something? Like, it's just not a good thing. I think most people understand that while it's not, like, directly harming her because she's, again, not there. She's in another room doing something else. She's unaware of what's going on. It has the potential to lead to immense harm, and that's a problem. With that being said, this is where DHS gets involved, and they end up taking, or trying to take, Mooney away from her, and you kind of see that Haley recognizes that that's probably what's for the best. She's not happy about it. She's not, she's packing a bag for her, but she's obviously not thrilled about them taking her child. But the way she's acting, you can kind of see that she does recognize that this is probably what's for the best. But it doesn't matter, because Mooney runs away. She escapes DHS and runs off to Disneyland, and that's kind of the end of the movie. This is the kind of movie where I feel like I can explain the plot to you, but the plot doesn't really matter that much. What mostly matters about this movie is watching the movie. It's the visuals, the emotion, the little details that you see, the way that she treats Mooney, the character development there, the way Mooney interacts with her friends and how she views life. And I think a lot of those things are much more important than any kind of plot synopsis I can give you. So with that being said, definitely go watch this movie. It is a fantastic watch. It is a very good movie. Like I said, it was my introduction to Sean Baker's movies, which I've either touched on or will be touching on this channel. I've already recorded at least 3 of his videos for his movies. And this is, this is one of them. Really love the movie. It's not my favorite Sean Baker movie, but honestly, that's not a detriment to it. It is a very, very good movie. I highly recommend watching it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.